Thank you for clicking on this video and welcome to the Kingdom Within podcast. In today's episode, we're going to be taking a look within attachment. Please, guys, hit the like and subscribe button. That would really help me out. I always forget to say it before I do these things. I just come straight from the heart with this. Um, these are things that help me out. So, with that being said, let's get into the video. All right, attachment to an outcome. Uh, this is something that I've struggled with a lot in my life. It's caused me a lot of frustration, a lot of pain and anguish. Is you put your heart and soul into something, and when it doesn't come out the way that you had projected, right, in your mind, it just something about that just really frustrated me. And it wasn't until I learned to let go of what I thought that the outcome should be, or what it should look like, or how it should go. I kept giving it resistance and wanted to shape it the way that I wanted to, instead of just letting it flow naturally. And what helped me out a lot was just knowing that I have very little to do with the outcome, as weird as that might sound. There's just a lot of variables when you're talking about basically anything that you do, right? There's the equipment that you use, there's the people that help you along the way, there's um, you know, probably 1,000 different variables, you know, and you can only do what you can. And if you love doing it, if you're doing what you enjoy, right, then those things don't matter as much. Like this YouTube channel. Uh, I think it's just the greatest example. You know, I I don't expect anybody to even make it this far into the video. Right? I have no attachment to that. That's not even why I'm doing it. I mean, I am doing it, so people can watch it and listen and learn and stuff, and hear my perspective, get your perspective. Anyway, um, getting off track. The point is that I'm doing this because I think this is something that I want to do. This is something that I think would be helpful for people. And I mean, why else would I even put this out there? Right. I believe that, YouTube's not going away anytime soon. And, you know, even the very least, if I was to pass away tomorrow, just heaven forbid, but heaven, if I was to pass away tomorrow, this is going to be there for my kids and people that love me. And, you know, that's great. I want them to have this kind of comfort, to know that I love them too. And I was thinking about them even in this moment, you know. And I'm thinking about everybody else who's listening to this too. I think that this idea, um, of just letting it flow out, naturally, and doing what you love, you know, that sort of thing, as opposed to, I really want it to come out, this way, and then it does or doesn't. And, that could really hurt us, and I know it does. It has me before, especially when you're trying to climb up somewhere, again, like this YouTube channel, it's like I don't get that many views right now, and that doesn't, yeah, I mean, I check it, but I don't like obsess over it, and I don't let it discourage me either. Just the fact that I see some people out there have actually clicked on it and made it, into some of these videos, man, that's such a blessing to me, and that gives me motivation to keep going and keep doing what I'm doing. And um, so yeah, we can't control others. We can't, we're not anybody else's puppet, right? And that's another point I wanted to make during this is that, we can all we can control is ourselves. And some people have a hard time with that, but that's another story. But um, all we can do is us. And however that, turns out, however we express that, however we're um doing that, is it plays a factor in all this. We can't worry about what someone else is doing, and like, oh man, all this rides on you. Like, my happiness rides on what you're doing. Like, that's never going to work out for anybody. If you're not happy and satisfied with it, move on. You know, everybody deserves love, and everybody deserves respect, room to grow, room to make mistakes, and because that stuff's natural. You know, we're all on a natural process, and I know that we want to grow and be better people. So you need to find that person that helps you do that, or a group of people, or whatever that may be. You know, it takes a little bit of work and stuff, and yeah, we might fail here or there, but it's right and good. And I truly believe that when you're led uh, with love and wisdom, you know, like knowing what's good, and you do that, everything's going to work out. All that's going to work out. And it may not seem like it in the moment, but it's just that's too good. That's too good of a place. I mean, who wouldn't love to be around that person? And um, it's really hard whenever we're around the people that um, are frustrated and stuff, and they're angry and they're yelling and stuff. And I know it seems like nothing makes them happy, and it's hard to be around that person, you know. Which brings me to my next point: is make sure you're not that person. you know, get you some perspective. Um, guys, that's such a big thing, is looking at ourselves and saying, hey, you know, are my actions aligned with I'm truly feeling in my soul? You know, like, from a loving place, the loving place in your soul. I realize that you could be acting out of your soul and your soul is just on fire, you know, and acting out of that is dangerous, you know. I know we got to express that. And I think that there's a safe way to do that, you know, which is find someone who loves and cares about you and talk it out. Sometimes that's all it takes. It's just one conversation. You're one conversation away from happiness. You're one step away from it. It's right there for us at all times. And it takes a little bit of work, but I know that you can do it because I've been places. Life's been rough on me, and but I'm still doing this, you know? And you can sit around and wait if you want for different things, you know, But if I did that, guys, I would still be waiting. These videos wouldn't exist right now. I wouldn't be doing this. I have a phone, and that's it, and me. So if you're listening this deep into this video right now, then if you got something that you're hesitant on, all right, no, do it. You know, it doesn't have to be a New Year's thing. It doesn't have to be a thing at all. Just man, you want it, do it. Go get it. I'm not saying destroy your life for it, but do what it takes. Do what's required, and you'll love the ride. Because that's the same ride that everybody else took that you admired when you're looking at it. So the next thing that I want to talk about a little bit is attachment to like items and things. Um, and this is hard, right? But man, things aren't just so reliable. You ever bought a car and a little while later it just breaks down? You got to throw a bunch of money into it. And um, I don't know, man. There's so many things, that's broke down on me. Or, I got like the newest thing and I thought this is going to be the thing that makes the difference. And it just wasn't, you know. I play a lot of guitar and, I'm in a band and what have you. And it's like, if I had that microphone, I would sound like this, it'd make me sing better. It'd make me, da 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 da. And there might be a little bit of truth to that. But honestly, what I've learned, it's what you put into it. You know, I love doing that stuff, and um, I try to let that shine. You know, anymore. It's not about so much about what I have, but it's about utilizing what I have. But even that doesn't define me. It's the music that's coming out of my fingers. And the emotion that's coming out of my voice that makes the difference. Um, and just like with the YouTube channel, again, you know, because I'm still growing. I'm still in the refinement stage, even in the wilderness in some spots. You know, so just trying to find what works and go with that. And anyhow, guys, I like to keep these kind of things a little bit short, so that way it's a little bit more digestible for people. And I try to keep it as real as I possibly can. Um, I feel like writing, when I write, it's a lot better. It comes out a lot cleaner and what have you. So that's why I did the first two videos. But um, yeah, I mean, tell me what you guys think about this, and what I should, what you guys think I should do more of, or you know, if you guys have any questions or what have you, I would love to hear them. If you want to collaborate, I'm gonna try to be better about putting my email address and stuff and things, but you can find it on the channel description. So hit that up. Um, you can find me on YouTube with the band Night. And um, thank you for being a part of this. I've said this in other videos, and I'll say it again in case this is your first time listening. But I believe that you're the biggest part of what I'm doing. You're actually the reason that I do it. And I love you. And I hope that I've inspired you or reassured you in some kind of way, or, maybe, helped you out a little bit. And I hope you guys like the art that I put out. It's not the greatest, but it is out of my brain. So I put a little bit of care into it. But yeah, just tell me what you guys think. And I love you. Have a blessed day. And I hope you come back again for some more. It's only going to get better from here. And